Well, it's time for another rendition of me trying to take advantage of NBA rumors, as well as all of us seeing how weird 2K simulation can be. And this time it's centered around, once again, the Boston Celtics, and the idea that they would trade their number 3 pick for Jahlil Okafor of the 76ers. If we look at the Celtics, they're already pretty damn good on the perimeter. Isaiah Thomas is one of the best scorers in the NBA. Avery Bradley, probably a top 5 perimeter defender, who's also grown into a decent offensive player. And then there's Jay Crowder, who we can definitely respect as a two-way player as well. But on the front court side of things, Jared Sullinger has still not made a real impact in the NBA, and Amir Johnson is very good defensively, but he doesn't give you what you might want on offense. And then when we look at Jahlil Okafor, if we fast forward a year or two and he's the best post scorer in the NBA, I don't think many people would be surprised. He's a beast from down there. Unfortunately, there's questions about his athleticism and all that, but still, there's rumors that the Celtics would be willing to trade their number 3 pick for Jahlil. And I guess the rationale for the Sixers could be if they took on Boston's number 3 pick, they could draft Ben Simmons with their number 1, then they could select a point guard like Chris Dunn at number 3, and I don't think you can blame them for potentially thinking this way because Simmons seems like a real talent with his size, athleticism, and ability to put the ball on the floor. And then Chris Dunn seems super damn athletic at the point guard position, and maybe he can join the ranks of John Wall or Russell Westbrook with that style of play. Now, we assumed if this happened that Okafor would be able to pick up right where he left off. He'd just be doing it in a Celtics jersey in terms of scoring in the post. The question would be is, can Boston hide his weaknesses or potentially fix them enough to the point where he's an all-around positive player? Let's see what 2K thinks of this. And we're going to be starting with the Celtics here. This is 2 different simulations, so in case you play some detective and you see some weird numbers that don't match up, there's the reason for you. And, okay, the losses are piling up for the Celtics already. This is a disappointment. Then again, 2K never really likes the Celtics in this game anyway. Even if they won 48 games in real life, 2K thinks they're an awful team. Shout out to Chris Manning. A bit of a win streak in there, so I mean that's cool, but I think we could just say this is a disappointment overall for the Celtics. Larry Bird ain't walking through that door, Paul Pierce ain't walking through that door, and this team ain't going to the playoffs with that record. So that was pretty ugly. If we look at some of the stats here, Okafor, I mean, definitely built on his rookie season with the Sixers, so that's cool. Isaiah, number 2. The game signed Michael Beasley because that's just what they wanted to do. If it was up to me, I probably would have done something different, but this is a complete simulation type thing here. So we can say that for the Celtics, didn't exactly work out very well. How would this go for the Sixers, however? Should we just see some huge improvement with Simmons and Chris Dunn? The style of play will definitely be different, and nope, it's a lot of losses. Okay, so if this move happens, I think every single team in the NBA is going to become awful, or at least just these 2 teams. Now the Sixers, we don't expect them to make a huge jump even if they make this sort of a move because the roster as a whole still isn't that great, but also Simmons and Dunn are very young players. So hopefully they're at least looking good when they're on the floor and they're running proper sets because the record don't look too good. But honestly, I could see this sort of a Sixers team taking like an OKC jump in one season. So the Celtics didn't make the playoffs, the Sixers are nowhere close. But if we look at the statistics, Ben Simmons really killed it. That's good for the Sixers. They're going to get him regardless of what they do with Okafor because they have number 1. Chris Dunn didn't kill it, but they got themselves a point guard now who looks like they can grow into something. So that's it. According to 2K, the Celtics are going to become horrible, and the Sixers are still going to be bad, but they might have a nice foundation to build on. Anyway, that's going to do it. Shout out to you if you're a Celtics fan, shout out to you if you're a Sixers fan, and I don't know, I'm out.